Hello everyone! Today's joke of the day is, where does a snowman keep his money? Stay tuned to find out. Our learning target today is I can solve and graph two-step inequalities. Remember that when multiplying or dividing by a negative, we're going to flip the inequality. Okay, when multiplying or not dividing by a negative, we're going to flip the inequality. So keep that in mind while we're solve and graph the following two-step inequalities. So here, the first step we want to do is subtract 15 on both sides. And then we have 6a is greater than or equal to negative 27 minus 15 is negative 42. And then we want to divide by 6 on both sides to get that a is greater than or equal to negative 7. We divided a negative by 6, but it was a positive 6, so it's going to just be a is greater than or equal to negative 7. If we wanted to graph that, we could put negative 7 here, and then negative 6, negative 5, negative 8. Greater than or equal to means we have a closed circle, and we're going to shade to the right. Here, maybe I'll do that in a different color. Closed circle, shade to the right. There we go. Okay, a is greater than or equal to negative 7. Here we have 6p plus 22 is less than 10. We're still going to subtract by 22 first, and we'll end up with 6p is less than 10 minus 22 is negative 12. Divide by 6 on both sides. P is less than negative 2, and that's where we are. Okay, and if we wanted to graph it, we could do so. We'll do negative 2, negative 1, 0, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, I'll do this in black. It's less than, but there's not a line underneath, so we're just going to have an open circle at negative 2 and then shade to the left because it's less than. Okay, here we have 3 is greater than v divided by 3 plus 8. So we want to solve for v, so we'll subtract by 8 on both sides. 3 minus 8 is negative 5, is greater than v divided by 3. And then we'll multiply by 3 to get rid of that divided by 3. And we get negative 15 is greater than v. Okay, but I'm going to rewrite it so that we have v first. So v is less than negative 15 is really what we have there. Okay, here we'll subtract 20 first on both sides. And we get negative 7h is less than or equal to negative 28. Divide by negative 7 on both sides. We get h is less than or equal to, we divided by a negative 7, so we flip the sign, flip the inequality sign, so that h is greater than or equal to a positive 4, because negative divided by negative gives us a positive. All right, here we go. So we will add by 5 on both sides first here. Then we have s divided by negative 4 is less than 6. Okay, and then we want to multiply by a negative 4 on both sides. And then we get s, we flip the inequality. S is greater than negative 24. Here we need to combine like terms before we can solve. So we have 4g minus 5g gives us a negative 1g, or just a negative g, is greater than or equal to 8. And now we can solve by dividing by negative 1 on both sides. And we get that g is now less than or equal to negative 8. Okay, we have to flip this inequality there. Let's look at some word problems. Zane is registered for different events at the rodeo. The registration fee is $5 plus an additional $2 per event that Zane registers for. How many events can Zane register for if he only can spend $25? Okay, so let's go back and look at some different pieces here. Well, first of all, we have it's $5 plus an additional $2 per event. Okay, so let's think about what those mean. If it's $5 plus, so it's $5 plus an additional $2 per event. So we have $2 per event would be, per would be multiplication. And so per event, we'll say events are E. that he registers for. So how many events can he register for if he only can spend $25? Okay, so this sounds like he only can spend. So he can spend $25. So that means it's going to be less than, he can't spend more than that, but he could spend $25. So less than or equal to 25. Okay, so that's our inequality, and now let's solve it. Let's figure out what this would be. Well, we subtract by 5 first on both sides. Then we have 2e is less than or equal to 20. And then we'll divide by 2 on both sides to get that he can register for less than 10 events. So he can only register for up to 10 events. Okay, now let's look at this next one. Sid has $500 in a savings account at the beginning of the summer. She wants to have at least $200 in the account by the end of the summer. She withdraws $25 each week for food, clothes, and entertainment. How many weeks can Sid withdraw money from the account? Okay, well, she starts with $500, okay? So we'll look at this. Starts with $500, so we know we have a 500. She wants to have at least 200 at the end, so we can come back to that in a little bit. But let's see. She withdraws $25. She withdraws $25 each week. Okay, so let's think about what that means. If she's withdrawing, that means she's taking it away, right? She's not putting more money in. She's getting money taken out. Okay, withdraws $25 each week. So each week means that every week she's going to do that. So we're multiplying 25 by the number of weeks. And she wants to have at least $200 in the account at the end. So we want this to be greater than or equal to, right? She wants to have at least, so she wants to be greater than or equal to 200. Okay, now let's solve this inequality to figure out how many weeks she can withdraw money from the account. So we'll draw our little line there. So let's subtract 500 first on both sides. That gives us negative 25w is greater than or equal to negative 300. And then we want to divide by negative 25 on both sides, which means we need to flip our inequality sign. So we'll have w is less than or equal to, well, that makes a positive. 300 divided by 25 gives us 12. So she can do it for up to 12 weeks. All right, so for our joke of the day, where does a snowman keep his money? In the snowbank. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.